A very good evening, friends. I welcome you all to the daily newspaper analysis brought to you by the Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is May 16th, 2024. Here are the list of articles which we are going to discuss today. Before entering our discussion, I have an important announcement for you. We are excited to announce All India UPSC Mock Test 2024 brought to you by the Shankar IAS Academy. These mock tests are meticulously designed to give you a real exam time ambience. First test starts from 26th May 2024. See, these are available in both online and offline mode. So don't miss this opportunity. So let's start it. Before entering our discussion, we are going to solve two previous year questions which appeared in our UPSC preliminary. Let's start solving. See the first question. With reference to Mughal India, what are the differences between Jagirdar and Zamindar? See, two statements are given and we have been asked to find the veracity of the statement. Okay, first understand the difference between the two systems and come back to this question. See, in Mughal administration, the term Jagirdar and Zamindar refers to the different roles related to land and revenue management. Firstly, who are Jagirdars? See, Jagirdars were appointees of the Mughal emperor who were granted temporary rights to the revenue from specific parts of land called Jagirs. These Jagirs were given to officials, often military ones, as a part of their compensation or salary. Note that Jagirs were not permanent grants. They could be reassigned, and Jagirdars often changed their Jagirs throughout their career. The assignment of a Jagir was tied to the holder's military rank and service, which is known as Mansab. Also, the Jagirs were not hereditary and they were assigned to the individual for the duration of their service with the emperor. See, now let us see the main duty of the Jagirdar. They were responsible for collecting the revenue from the lands, but also they had military and administrative duties like maintaining law and order and enforcing Mughal authority in their Jagir. Now let us move on to Zamindars. Zamindars, on the other hand, were local hereditary landowners or lords who had significant control over the rural areas, including the agricultural practices and local villages. Unlike Jagirs, Zamindari rights were often hereditary, passing from one generation to another within the same family. Know that Zamindar collected taxes and agricultural revenues from the peasants, but their rights extended beyond mere collection of revenue. See, they had significant control over the peasants, including sometimes the right to enforce the work or duties from them. Also, they played a key role in the local governance, justice and maintenance of order in the regions. See, with this understanding, now let us go back to the question. Read the statement 1. It says that Jagirdars were the holders of the land assignment in lieu of the judicial and police duties, whereas Zamindars were the holders of the revenue rights without obligation to perform any duty. See, the statement in the question mixes the duties somewhat in an incorrect manner. We know that Jagirdars had broader responsibility beyond justice and police duties, primarily tied to their role as Mansabdars. On the other hand, Zamindars, while performing revenue collectors, also had social and judicial roles in their local areas. So this statement is incorrect. See the second one. It says that land assignments to the Jagirdars were hereditary and revenue rights of the Zamindars were not hereditary. See, from our discussion we can easily say that this is incorrect as the reverse is correct. So the correct option is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Now let us move on to the second question of the day. Look at the second MCQ of the day. Here, a list of organizations are given and in the right side, we have been asked to match it with their corresponding leaders. Okay, now let us see them one by one and solving. With respect to the first pair, see, on 30th September, Mahatma Gandhi founded All India Anti-Untouchability League to remove untouchability in the society. See, this got later renamed as Harijan Sevak Sangh. At the time, industrialists like Ghanshyam Das Birla was its founding president with Amritlal Takar as the secretary. So, the pair 1 is correct. Now coming on to the second pair, All India Kisan Sabha, also known as Akhil Bharatiya Kisan Sabha, is a peasant or farmers wing of the Communist Party of India. It's an important peasant movement formed by Sahajanand Saraswati in 1936. See, the Kisan Sabha movement started in Bihar under the leadership of Mr. Saraswati, who had formed in 1929 the Bihar Provincial Kisan Sabha in order to mobilize the peasant grievances against the Zamindari system. So, the pair 2 is also correct. Now coming on to the third pair, see, the self-respect movement is a popular human rights movement originated in South India aimed at achieving the social equality for those who are oppressed by the caste system. See, the movement advocating for the lower caste to develop self-respect was founded in 1925 by E.V. Ramasamy, also known as Periyar by his followers. So, the correct option is option D. All the three are correct. Okay, with this, let us move on to discuss the news articles of the day. Look at this Hindu article. It states that post passing of the Citizenship Amendment Act, more than 300 people have claimed Indian citizenship. See, with this backdrop, let's discuss about the Citizenship Amendment Act from preliminary perspective. Now, let us see the key provisions of the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Firstly, this act aims to grant citizenship to the people belonging to 6 religions who came from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. See, the 6 religions are Hindus, Sikh, Buddhist, Jainis, Parsis and Christians. Here note that the act does not apply to Muslims who had migrated to India from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. It exempts the members of the 6th community from any criminal cases which were filed under Foreigners Act 1946 and Passport Act 1920. The two acts specify punishment for entering the country illegally and staying here on expired visas and permits. This act says that people belonging to 6 religions from 3 countries who entered India on or before December 31st, 2014 will not be treated as illegal migrants and subsequently they will be granted citizenship. Secondly, the CAA 2019 relaxed the requirement of naturalization. That is, generally 11 years of staying in India is required to get an Indian citizenship through the process of naturalization. But CAA 2019 relaxed this 11-year requirement to just 5 years. So, if the people belonging to the 6 mentioned religions and who had stayed in India for 5 years, they can be granted Indian citizenship through naturalization. Thirdly, the Act says that people belonging to this 6 mentioned religion shall be deemed to be the citizens of India from the date of their entry into India. See, this status can be granted once they acquire their Indian citizenship. Moreover, the Act further mentions that all the legal proceedings against such people with respect to illegal migration will be closed. Basically, this Act aims to grant citizenship to those who faced religious persecution in Afghan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. The Act also aims to prevent such people from the proceedings of illegal migration. And finally, the Act mentions that the provisions of the CAA shall not be applicable to the illegal migrants who are living in the tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram or Tripura. The Act also mentioned that it's not applicable to the areas which are covered under the inner line which got notified under Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. See, these are all some of the provisions of the Act. Now, let us see some of the concerns with respect to CAA. The first concern is that it's said to be against the fundamental rights. Critics argue that it is a violative of the Article 14 which guarantees the right to equality and it's applicable to both the citizens and foreigners. See, this Act also contradicts the principles of secularism which got enshrined in our preamble of the Constitution. Secondly, it's discriminatory in nature. See, India has several other refugees that includes Tamil from Sri Lanka, Hindu Rohingyas from Myanmar. They are also not covered under the Act. Thirdly, difficulty in administration. See, it will be difficult for the government to differentiate between the illegal migrants and those who are actually got persecuted. Lastly, it might hamper the bilateral ties. See, it throws the light on the religious oppression that has happened and is happening in the 3 countries and thus they may worsen our bilateral ties with the countries. See, this is all regarding the discussion. In this discussion, in the first part, we saw about the various provisions of the CAA and in the second part, we saw the analysis of CAA. With this broad basics, now let us move on to the next news article of the day. Look at this Hindu article. It discusses the influence of social media on Indian politics, particularly in changing the landscape of political engagement and narrative shaping during the elections. See, traditionally dominated by some parties using social media as a strategic tool, the platform has now empowered the alternative voices and diversified political discourses, moving beyond the traditional media's reach. Okay, this is the crux of the article. So in this context, let us use this article for our mains answer writing practice. Let me read out the question for you. The increasing influence of social media in global politics and national elections demand strong measures. Comment. See, this comes under the syllabus of GS paper 2 of mains. Since this question asks us to comment, we need to take a side, either supporting the statement or opposing the one. Here, the given statement is somewhat relatable. So, let's write an answer which supports the given statement. We can split the body part of the answer into 2. One is about how social media influence the global politics and second is about how it influences the national elections. Let's start with a brief introduction. In India, a country with a burgeoning number of internet users, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp have become arenas of intense political activity. These platforms not only help in mobilizing the supporters but also play a crucial role in shaping of the public opinion. As rightly stated by Shashi Tharoor, social media has become the new election battleground of India. Okay, now coming on to the body part of the answer. First, right points supporting how social media influences the global politics. Firstly, social media transcends the national borders, allowing political issues, debates, and contents to reach a global set of audience. This can lead to international solidarity or tensions as political movements and controversies can gain international attention and interventions. Secondly, social media has introduced a new avenue for diplomatic communication known as diplomacy, where leaders, diplomats communicate and make statements or response instantly by using Twitter, thus impacting the diplomatic relationship. Thirdly, political campaigns and non-governmental organizations use social media to reach international audiences, gaining support and funds from global sympathizers. Fourthly, it facilitates the spread of ideas and movements across the border, often leading to international solidarity on global issues like human rights, environmentalism, and democracy. You can mention the examples of Arab Spring and global climate change movements. Moreover, movements like #MeToo, #BlackLivesMatter have shown how social media can propagate the social and political activism in a global manner, transcending the national or local boundaries. You can include all these points in the first part of your answer. Now moving on to the second part, here you have to write how social media influences the national politics. On the positive side, leaders and political parties use platforms like Twitter, Facebook to address the nation, announces the policies, and react to current events, thereby reaching millions of followers in an instantaneous manner. Secondly, educational campaigns to improve digital literacy can empower the citizen to critically evaluate the information they encounter online. Such initiatives can enhance the ability of the electorate to make informed decisions, thereby strengthening the foundations of democracy. Whereas on the negative side, instances of fake news and engineered hate speech have been observed to skew the public perception and incite communal unrest. See, during the 2019 general election, there were numerous reports of social media being misused to spread misinformation, which are designed to influence the voters. Secondly, governments can use social media for surveillance, monitoring public sentiment, and sometimes manipulating the political discussions to control or influence the public opinion and suppress the dissent. Thirdly, the anonymity offered by these platforms can be exploited to create and spread false narratives without accountability. See, the Cambridge Analytica scandal is a prime example where data from millions of Facebook users were harvested to manipulate the electoral outcomes. See, this can be your body part of the answer. Now moving on to the conclusion, it can be like as a way forward. Now see, in response, there is a pressing need for the robust measures to safeguard the electoral process from the adverse impact of social media. This includes stricter regulations on political advertising, enhanced transparency regarding the source of online advertisement, and stronger mechanism to identify and penalize the spread of false information. Additionally, collaboration between the government, civil society, and social media platforms are crucial to develop more effective strategies to counteract the negative impact of social media on the elections. See, this is all regarding the discussion. In this discussion, we saw about the impact of social media on the political processes. With this basics, now let us move on to discuss the next news article of the day. As per this news article, the Government of India has engaged major public sector enterprises like Coal India, NMDC, ONGC to actively search for the critical minerals in the resource-rich countries. See, this initiative is spearheaded by Ministry of Mines. It aims to establish a robust supply chain for the essential minerals like lithium, copper, cobalt, which are crucial for the Indian energy transition. Know that these coordinated efforts between public and private sector are a part of broader strategy to secure essential resources for the future development of India and aid our technological advancement. See, this is the crux of the article. In this context, let us quickly go through what are critical minerals. Know that critical minerals are those minerals that are essential for the economic development and national security of any country. The lack of availability of these minerals or the concentration of extraction or processing in a few geographical locations may lead to vulnerabilities in the supply chain and even disruption of supplies. So what is important? See, the future global economy will be underpinned by the technologies that depend on minerals like lithium, graphite, cobalt, titanium, and rare earth elements. These are essential for the advancement of many sectors, including high-tech electronics, telecommunication, transport, and defense. Moreover, they are also vital to power the global transition to a low carbon emission economy. And we know that renewable energy technologies are required to meet the net zero commitments of various number of countries around the world. So because of this reason, identifying and developing value chains for the minerals has become very critical for any country. See, different countries may have their own list of critical minerals based on their circumstances and priorities. For example, US has declared 50 minerals, whereas Japan has declared 31 minerals and UK considers 18 minerals as criticals. India, under the expert committee which are formed under the Ministry of Mines, has identified 30 critical minerals for India. See, the list of critical minerals and their applications are being displayed here. You can go through it. With this basic understanding, let's revise the provisions of the recent amendment to the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 2023. See, this act amends the MMDR Act 1957. Now let us see some of the provisions of it. Firstly, the amendment removed 6 minerals from the list of 12 atomic minerals that are limited to exploration by the state agencies. See, the 6 minerals are lithium, beryllium, niobium, titanium, tantalum and zirconium. This step actually opens up the opportunities for the private sector in their involvement in exploration and mining. Secondly, the amendment empowered the government to exclusively auction mineral concession for the critical minerals like rare earth minerals, graphite, cobalt, lithium, nickel, etc. Revenue generated from these auctions will go to the concerned state government. See, this step accelerates the pace of auctions and production for the vital industries like space, electronics, etc. Thirdly, it introduced exploration licenses (EL) to attract foreign direct investments and engage junior mining companies in exploring the deep-seated and critical minerals like gold, platinum, etc. While 100% FDI is allowed in mining, there has been limited investment in these sectors. The EL guaranteed through auction enables the licensees to conduct reconnaissance and prospecting for specified minerals. This creates a favorable legal environment for FDI, and junior mining companies will be very keen to participate. The preferred bidder for the EL will be selected through reverse bidding, and explored blocks can be auctioned for mining lease. See, more focus is given to exploring the deep-seated minerals that are crucial for clean energy and traditional sectors. See, this is to reduce the dependence on imports. So in essence, the proposed regime encourages the private sector involvement, bringing advanced technology and expertise to expedite the exploration and mining of critical minerals. See, this is all regarding the discussion. In this discussion, in the first part, we saw about the list of critical minerals and the applications. In the second part, we saw about an important amendment to the MMRDA Act. Okay, with this broad basics, now let us move on to next news article of the day. Look at this article from Indian Express. It states that the Commission for the Air Quality Management Centre of Delhi have said that forest fires, stubble burning and dry winds are the reasons for the poor quality of the air which is happening for the 4 consecutive days in Delhi. With this backdrop, let's discuss about Commission for Air Quality Management CAQM and Air Quality Index from the preliminary perspective. So, what is Commission for Air Quality Management? See, the Commission for Air Quality Management was formed by an ordinance in October 2020. The CAQM or Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and Adjoining Areas Ordinance 2020. Know that it is to be chaired by a government official of the rank of Secretary or Chief Secretary. The Commission will be a statutory authority. The Commission will supersede the bodies such as Central and State Pollution Control Boards of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, UP and Rajasthan. Moreover, it will have the power to issue directions to the state government on issues pertaining to air pollution. See, it has exclusive jurisdiction over the NCR, including the areas in Haryana, Punjab, UP and Rajasthan in matters of air pollution, and CAQM is working with CPCB and ISRO in matters to deal with the air pollution. Now, let us understand about the second concept, Air Quality Index. See, the introduction of the National Air Quality Index in New Delhi in 2014 was a part of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan initiative aimed at monitoring the India's air quality index. See, government organizations are responsible for disseminating the information to the public regarding health risk and preventive measures. So, a committee of specialists comprising of members from the SPCB, academicians, medical professionals and air quality experts has been established by the Central Pollution Control Board. See, all this body along with the IIT Kanpur conducted a technical study, and based on its finding along with the recommendation from the expert panel, the Air Quality Index program for India was proposed in 2014. See, the AQI monitors the concentration levels of the following 8 significant air pollutants in the atmosphere. They are particulate matter 10, PM10, PM2.5, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia and lead. See, the National Air Quality Index consists of 6 distinct categories, each associated with the specific health implications. Now let us see them one by one. See, the reading from 0 to 50 is good and have a less impact on our human body. Then 51 to 100 is satisfactory, and in this level, people who are sensitive may experience slight breathing difficulty. Continuing our discussion, the readings 101 to 200 is moderately polluted. In this situation, individuals with lung diseases, heart conditions, children and the elderly may find it difficult to breathe. Then from 201 to 300 is marked as poor, and in this situation, long-term exposure might cause breathing pain and discomfort for the people with heart diseases. And 301 to 400 is marked as very poor, and long-term exposure could lead to respiratory conditions. And finally, 401 to 500 is marked as severe, and in this situation, individuals with lung or heart illness may experience serious health effects. See, this is all regarding the discussion. In this discussion, we saw about an air pollution combating body called CAQM, and in the second part, we saw about Air Quality Index. Revise it often as it will be directly asked in the preliminary examination. This is all regarding the discussion. With this, let us move on to the next part of our video, that is to discuss the preliminary practice questions. Today, I am having 3 questions. Let us solve them one by one. Look at this first question. In the cities of our country, which among the following pollutants are not normally considered in calculating the values of Air Quality Index? See, here the list of pollutants are given, and we have been asked to see which are all will fit under the AQA index. Let's discuss. The 8 pollutants which are normally considered for the calculation of the Air Quality Index are PM10, PM2.5, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia and lead. So having these basics, now look at the options. Out of the 5 pollutants, only 4 and 5 fits into Air Quality Index. So the correct option is option C. Let's see the second question of the day. Consider the following statements regarding the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. See the first statement. It facilitates the granting of Indian citizenship to the members of the minority communities who had migrated to India from the 3 countries before 1st January 2000. See, from our discussion we know that the basic objective of the CAA is to facilitate the granting of citizenship to the members of 6 communities who had migrated to India from 3 countries, that is Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. But the issue is the final date of migration should be on or before 31st December 2014. Okay, let's see the second statement. Its provisions are not applicable to the areas which are covered under Inner Line notified under Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. See, from our discussion we know that the second statement is correct because this amendment shall not be applicable to the areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram or Tripura which are included in the 6th schedule to the Constitution, and those are the areas which are covered under Inner Line as notified under Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation. Here, the question is given which of the statements are incorrect. So, the statement 1 alone is incorrect. So, the correct option is option A. This is the third question of the day, which is a quiz question. Interested aspirants can comment the correct option in the comment section. If you like today's video, like, comment and share it with your friends. For more updates regarding UPSC preparation, subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy. Thank you.